What's up? What's up? Good to see everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Really, it's been a really good 4 days of training camp with our guys. With this young group, I thought this spring we got after the fundamentals. We start to build the standard and the expectations for what we want as Ravens special teams, and we're just going to bring these guys along. And I'm looking forward to having each and every one of these guys develop and continue to grow as we continue this fall camp and into those preseason games. Questions?
You do kick off full 35-yard line. How do you expect that to impact how you guys approach returns and kick?
I think as a special teams coach and as they're thinking about the players in the game that are, this is how they make their living. Ball going to the 35-yard line, I think we had a nice increase in returns last year. I think there was like 334 or 32. And then there was opportunities for more touchdowns, more big plays, right? I think there was over almost 50 big 40-plus returns. So with the ball going to the 35-yard line, I don't think any defense is going to want that, right? So it's gonna allow your kickoff team to now let's go cover more kicks. And I'm looking forward to it, to putting a group out there that's going to be confident and feel pretty good about not allowing teams to get to the 35-yard line.
Chris, there's so much about the kickers, one of the biggest storylines here. What have you seen, and when do you want a winner in this competition?
I don't think obviously going into you just let the guys that go out and they compete and they work and they get better every day. And I think the idea is what Randy has these guys doing is going to prepare them for the game. And when the winner shows, it's going to show, right? And it ain't going to be, how soon is that going to be? I don't know. But I do know that these guys are going to be out here getting valuable work every day and in these preseason games. And when it's showing and when it happens, whoever wins that job is going to be the guy that's right for the team.
What are you guys looking for in that? Is this just as simple as like whoever makes the most kicks in the moments?
I think it's a little bit more than that, right? I think it's all about consistency and everything that we do, and especially at that level, at that position, really at every position, but mainly at that position, right? We want to see kicks made, right? And we want to see good foot-to-ball contact. And there's a process about how these guys are going about it and where they're kicking from and what they're doing in practices. And the things that Randy is talking to these guys about every day is going to allow for both these guys to have success out on the field.
Where are you seeing them make their improvements from a technical aspect?
If you just think back to the spring, I think a lot of it is when Randy goes out and he's looking for a certain type of guy that fits what we do and our type of teaching from a kicking and technical standpoint. It's all about foot the ball and kicking a straight ball and all those things, right? And the axis of the ball, if the ball is turning. But we want the ball to be straight every time, right? And that's what we're working for. And that's been a big improvement since the spring. And I think both guys have gotten a lot better at doing that.
John had said, Keith Mitchell said, I want to be a kick returner if I can. John has said he thinks with the new rules it really plays to a running back being a kick returner. Why do you think that would be, and what's your impression of Keith Mitchell so far?
Obviously, Keaton has done a tremendous job for us when he has been back there. So just the body type, the style of play. It took us a while to really figure out, kind of our identity and kind of who we wanted to be as a kickoff return unit. And as the season went on late in the year, those body types, those running back body types, when they're used to bouncing off tacklers, right? And so it allowed for that type of player to really have success back there. But, I believe, like, a guy with some toughness, a guy that's going to run with speed, with vision, he's going to have success back there for us. But Keaton, man, he's done a heck of a job, and it's really good to see him out here, man, just rolling.
This punt returner was a point of contention last year. Do you view that as simply a wide-open competition at this point?
Definitely. For us, I talk about this every year. Punt returning is about being efficient, and being efficient in a sense of, if we in the game and we catch every ball, that's a plus for us. And we get no returns, but we're going to figure out, how to make that better. Maybe the punt was short, right? And we fair caught the ball and we have to run up for it. Well, that's efficiency for me. And how are we catching the ball? What I'm looking for, and we as coaches and as a staff are looking for guys that are not going to put the ball on the ground, even in practice. And that's going to be the guy that's going to win the job when he goes out there and he's making yards and he's catching the ball and fielding the ball, making great decisions. That's what we're looking for.
So, I know, obviously, kicking got all the headlines last year, but with the key guys that you lost this offseason, what is kind of giving you the optimism that 2025 kind of the restoration of the Ravens special teams the way it's been?
You know, we still have guys in the building that understand the standard, that understand the expectations of what we're looking for. So as long as you got a select few of guys, and yes, we did lose some guys, but with young guys, they don't know any better, right? So you got an opportunity to really mold those guys into what you want them to be. And if they listen and they learn and they grow on the way, they're going to be playing at the standard faster than what we think. But they're young guys. They don't know the system. All they know is like, all right, what is coach saying? And then we have video and we have proof of what it looks like on tape from the past. So we're just going to continue to do that. I feel really good about the guys we got, you know. We went out, we got Jake, so we got a veteran guy, a guy that's played in this league 4 years, special teams, and played at a high level. So we got some guys in there that could help these young guys and bring them along.
Chris, one more question about that. The players on the Ravens who play special teams and who have long tenures in terms of special teams on this team also tend to have an offensive and defensive contribution that they make at the same time. So how invested are you as a special teams coach when you see somebody who might be playing good special teams? Pick a player, Atisa Isaac, as we say, you need him to be a good pass rusher because I need him for special teams.
You know, it's I think it's the more you could do factor, right? I tell the guys all the time, we're here to win, right? And if you got a good football player and you got a guy that his mindset is to do whatever it takes to help the team win, he's going to give everything he's got on the defense and he's going to give everything he's got on the special teams or the offense. So from a decent standpoint, just to use that as an example, I think the guy's going to be a really good pass rusher. I also think he's going to be a really good special teams player, right? And it's our job to just get him to that point, to get him playing at a high level. And once he does that and he starts to have success on special teams, all those things translate to the other side of the ball. The same thing with the offensive guys, right? You know, I use Justice Hill, for example, right? While he was waiting on his opportunity as a young guy, you know what he did? He played special teams and he played at a high level. He played like a Raven. And that stuff translates to more opportunities on the other side of the ball.
Chris, you mentioned not feeling rushed. You're a kicker through 4 days. Just curious what you've seen from each of the guys individually.
You know, the kicks have been made, right? I think, you know, with Tyler, excuse me, the thing we understand is when we brought him in and we looked at him, the dude has a strong leg, right? And he's technically, he's sound. He kicks the ball the way we want to kick the ball, and he's been consistent, right? And that's what we're looking for. John, when you look at him, he's been consistent, and when you watch him over his college career, he was consistent. He made kicks, and that was the kind of guy that we went out and said, okay, let's bring in two guys that, you know what, they're consistent in what they do. One might look more powerful than the other one, but the kicks are going in, and that's ultimately what matters the most.
Have you given thought to, you've got 3 preseason games.
Mm-hmm.
Do you anticipate both of them kicking in all of them, one getting a game, one getting a game, and both getting a game? Have you even thought to that?
You know, I haven't given thought to that, but I do know both guys will be out there and both guys will be kicking.
All right, appreciate it, Coach.
Thanks, guys.